Good morning, everybody. Todd Murray, planning operations for Great Basin Team 3 in the Anderson Complex. Just want to take a few minutes and give you a bit of an update of what transpired yesterday and what our plan is for today, the 6th of August, 2023. The complex with the 3 different fires that we're managing here are just a little over 18,000 acres. Yesterday was an active day. We had a red flag warning, and so with the weather that was forecasted, which did arrive and show, and especially those winds out there, the Chinook winds, did make our fires become very active in terms of growth. And so, yeah, but we still had a good day, and we accomplished a lot of good things in and around the different areas or groups that we have resources working. So we'll focus up here at Branch 1. So again, we have the Tech group, which is along the Teclanica River. One shot crew up there continuing to implement structure protection. So both the Teclanica fire and the Shores Landing fire were active. They did gain some size in terms of the growth and fire spread towards the river and continued to move towards that river, again threatening some of the structures there. But we've been able to have enough time in there prior to that fire spread to again mitigate some of those hazards and some of the issues around the structures. And so with the structure protection measures in place, pumps, hose, those kind of items that we've been able to do and implement, so far everything's looking good. They're back in there today, they're staying in there, and we'll continue to assess the fire the way it wants to spread with another red flag warning day today for us in terms of this operational period. And so they'll be in there doing what they need to around those structures and values at risk. Well, let's roll around. We do have a Nenana group, so that's looking at the community of Nenana proper, which is just barely off this map. And then you'll notice a couple of subdivisions south of Nenana down along the highway. So we've got a number of resources in there, a couple of engines and a hand crew and some mechanized equipment, looking at opportunities to again implement indirect fire line and just do some improvements in structure protection as well, in the possibility that again, based on red flag warnings and fire spread, that if any one of these 2 fires want to start moving more in a northeasterly fashion, that again we're ready for that potential there. Coming down south, we still have our Anderson group in and around the community of Anderson. And so again, a lot of good work's been going on in there for the last 7 days and even before that actually. And so the fuel breaks in and around the town are looking really good. They're just about done doing all that prep, instituting or implementing water handling devices and pumps and hose in and around and on those breaks as well, just in case. Again, we saw some continued growth to the southeast on the Teclanica fire. So again, just trying to keep eyes on that and be ready if anything wants to move across the Nenana River and the slough. Let's go down to Branch 2, give you a quick update down there. So in Branch 2, we had the Birch Creek fire again that was active, and it moved all the way from just off the plateau here down in towards Rose Hip. You'll notice that fire perimeter is the best we can guess with what limited flying we could do to the smoke column, but it is in around some of those structures. But again, structure protection measures have been in place and everything's looking okay based on our assessment in there. The folks had to go in and do what they needed to around a couple of those structures, fire up the pumps, and then had to pull back due to safety reasons. So those same resources, the 1 crew that we have in around Rose Hip and Clear Sky will be back in there again today, doing that same work, continuing to assess and keep an eye on this fire itself and where it wants to go in terms of the spread, and continue to implement structure protection as needed. Excuse me. We also have the Kobe group, which is again working in the North 40s and the Kobe Ag area. So they're completing some dozer line up here on the north side of the North 40s. That should be done hopefully by end of shift, and again to limit fire spread or impact from the Teclanica fire down into that, to the south, into that area, into that subdivision. So again, same amount of resources, some engines, some water tenders, a hand crew, and some mechanized equipment as well are down in there, and they'll continue to really focus on this from the Teclanica fire and then the Kobe Ag area from the Birch Creek fire. The last thing I'll mention is we do have individuals out here looking near the Rex Bridge and all the structures on the east side of the Nana River. They continue just to, again, have a presence there, continue to do assessments, and have a plan in place that we can implement again if the Birch Creek fire wants to move in a more direct easterly condition. We'll be able to implement what we need to there as well in terms of structure protection. So other than that, that's what we've got. We got aviation resources on hand as well that we'll be able to utilize and support the folks on the ground with some, hopefully some buckets and additional maybe fixed wing aircraft as well to, again, give us time and slow the spread of these fires in another probably very active day due to the red flag warnings. So that's all I've got for you. Have a great day. Thank you.